David, are you feeling okay? Has your fever gone down?
Oh, thanks for worrying, Sarah. I still have a fever and feel awful, but I think I'll feel better by tonight.
You still have a fever? Maybe I should come visit. I can bring some drinks and something you might be able to eat.
Actually, I already took some medicine. I should be fine.
Are you sure? I made some soup this morning. It wouldn't be any trouble.
I appreciate the thought, but I'll pass. I'd feel terrible if I gave you my cold. It'll get better if I just rest quietly. I'll text you as soon as my fever goes down.
That's strange. You never turn down my soup when you're sick.
I just want to sleep it off this time.
Okay, in that case, could you text me after my sister Mia leaves? I'll be waiting at a cafe nearby.
Huh?
Since you're probably not thinking clearly due to your affair fever, just message me when your home date is over and you've calmed down.
Wait, what do you mean by home date?
You don't have to pretend anymore. I saw her go in.
Sarah, you must be mistaken.
Am I saying something wrong? You canceled our date claiming you're sick. But somehow, you managed to secretly bring my sister to your place.
How do you know about that?
Actually, I was just at the lobby of your apartment building until a moment ago.
What?
I know you always forget to take medicine when you're sick.
You didn't need to come?
I was sad about the canceled date, but I was worried about you, so I thought I'd quietly leave a care package at your door without bothering you. But then, I saw Mia going into your building.
No way!
I had a bad feeling, so I quietly followed her. And sure enough, she went into your apartment. I could even hear her sugary, sweet, "I missed you" voice from outside the door.
Damn it, I can't believe we got caught like this. We'd been so careful until now.
How long has this been going on? So this isn't the first time.
Look, it just happened.
So you admit to the affair.
Yeah, that's right. Making lame excuses isn't my style, so I'll proudly admit it.
With my own sister? How could you both do this to me?
It is what it is.
A truly proud man wouldn't cheat in the first place. Anyway, let's talk about where we go from here. Can you both come out right now? I'm waiting at the cafe. I want you to apologize properly to my face.
Wait a minute. Why should we apologize to you?
What?
You're acting like we committed some terrible crime.
Because you did. You betrayed my trust.
I've decided I only apologize to people above me in status. There's no way I'm gonna say I'm sorry to someone like you.
Status? What are you even talking about? This isn't about status.
You wouldn't understand. Someone at my level has different standards.
Can you even hear yourself? You did something hurtful, so you should apologize to me. You owe me that much.
Shut up. It's your fault for being the kind of woman who gets cheated on with her own sister. I did nothing wrong, and I'm definitely not apologizing.
Excuse me?
You're too clingy, always checking on me, bringing me things. It's suffocating.
So caring about you is a fault now?
Besides, I just went along with your sister's advances. Anyway, now that the affair is exposed, I'm breaking up with you, and that's fine, right? Talking things through is a hassle, so let's just say goodbye like this.
You can't be.
What, gonna cry about it?
After 2 years together, this is how you end it?
I'll throw away your stuff that's in my apartment. See ya!
Don't you dare throw away my things. I'll come get them myself.
Don't bother. I don't want to see you again.
You're a coward, David. A real coward.
Whatever helps you sleep at night. We're done here.
Sarah, are you okay? Don't tell me you're still crying your eyes out at the cafe. I can't believe you have the nerve to message me.
You should go home. It's embarrassing.
Huh?
A woman in her early 30s crying alone. The staff and other customers must be really freaked out. Sorry I couldn't come comfort you right away. He just wouldn't let go of me.
I'm not crying, and I don't need your comfort.
There's no need to act tough. I know you're hurting.
The only thing that hurts is realizing what kind of sister I have.
Playing tough, huh? That's why you get cheated on. You're not cute enough.
How dare you try and turn this around?
It was bound to happen eventually. You're too serious for him.
Don't you dare! According to David, you were the one who came on to him. Why would you hit on your sister's boyfriend?
Does it matter who started it? What's done is done.
It matters to me. We're sisters.
Well, when you ask why, I just stole him because he's a good catch.
What?
Come on, you must have known he was too good for you.
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
It's survival of the fittest. When you find a good man, you have to take him, even if he has a girlfriend. I draw the line at married men, of course, but you guys weren't even engaged, so it's fair game.
That's completely unethical. Use your common sense.
Oh, please, like you wouldn't do the same.
No, I wouldn't, because I have morals.
But I really want to get married soon, too. Everyone around me is getting married lately, and I got jealous and wanted to get married quickly, too. I was looking for a good man, but I didn't want to rush into marry some mediocre guy. Then I realized I should just marry the best man in my circle.
And that happened to be your sister's boyfriend?
Of course, he was right there.
You could have found someone else, anyone else.
Yeah, David is an elite employee at a famous company, and he's getting promoted faster than anyone in his year. Plus, his annual salary is easily over $150K. Isn't that amazing?
So that's what makes a good man in your eyes?
Don't act like you weren't dating him for the same reasons.
I loved him for who he was, not his salary.
I'm not really interested in looks or muscles. What matters is how smart they are and how much they earn. And above all, David lives in this amazing luxury high-rise. Of course I wanted to steal him.
What pathetic reasons?
You're just bitter because I succeeded.
Succeeded at what? Being a horrible person?
Those pathetic reasons were enough for me to steal him from you, and for you to lose to me, Sarah.
What did you say?
Face it, he chose me over you.
He didn't choose you. You both chose to betray me.
I can't believe he switched from you to me so quickly and threw you away. He's already asked me to move in with him. At this rate, marriage is just around the corner. Everyone's going to be so jealous.
You both seem to be in quite the celebratory mood. Neither you nor David has apologized to me even once. I'm beyond anger. I'm just disappointed.
David said we don't need to apologize. Instead, I'll be happy enough for your share too.
And you actually agree with him? That I don't deserve an apology?
Stop being so dramatic. It's just a boyfriend.
He wasn't just a boyfriend. He was someone I trusted. And you were my sister.
Were? Don't be like that. Everyone else will be so happy for us. You should just accept reality and be happy for us too.
Go ahead and try if you can. Don't think that a trashy couple who betrays people so easily will have a smooth sailing relationship.
You're just jealous of our happiness.
Happiness built on betrayal won't last.
Wow, what a pathetic sore loser. You shouldn't waste time with that. Sarah, you better hurry and find another man, or you'll miss your chance to get married.
Unlike you, I don't need to steal someone else's partner to get married.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, sis.
Don't call me sis. You lost that right.
Hey, Hey, Sarah, listen to this. Lately, this old hag at work has been treating me terribly. She must have heard somewhere that I got an amazing boyfriend. She's just jealous and taking it out on me.
What?
You're the only one I can talk to about this.
Interesting how I'm suddenly useful to you.
She gets angry over every little thing, like being late. Today, she yelled at me for over an hour.
You wouldn't get yelled at if you weren't late. Don't message me about such trivial things.
But it's not my fault. The building is too tall.
What are you talking about?
I'm trying my best not to be late. I set like 10 alarms to wake up. But it just takes so long waiting for the elevator.
Excuse me?
You don't understand how hard it is.
Hard to get to work on time like everyone else?
You know, I already started living with David in the luxury high-rise. The view is amazing and the apartment is huge. It's perfect. But living in a high-rise has its problems too. Who knew elevators would have a rush hour too?
Did you actually use that ridiculous excuse at work?
Of course I did. I had to explain that it wasn't my fault. But that old hag just got even more angry. It was so scary. She's just jealous that her young, cute junior is living with her boyfriend in a luxury high-rise.
I'm pretty sure that's not why she got angry.
She's definitely jealous. You should see how fancy it is here.
Are you messaging me just to brag?
No, I need advice. How do I handle her?
Try showing up on time.
High-rise living is more tiring than I thought, so I asked David if we could move. But he said no because living in a high-rise is proof of his success. Men are like that, you know, though that kind of thing makes them even more adorable and amazing.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. I thought you were complaining, but somehow it turned into bragging about your high-rise apartment.
What? I'm not bragging at all. I'm just talking about how high-rise living is more difficult than I imagined. I guess only people who've experienced living in a high-rise would understand instead of thinking it's bragging. That's why I thought maybe you, as David's ex, would understand the struggles.
What?
Oh, sorry. You only visited a few times on weekends, right? You've never actually lived together in a luxury high-rise, so you wouldn't understand these difficulties. That was so insensitive of me.
You really have a talent for making people angry.
I don't want that kind of talent. I just want to stop being late. It's so hard getting down to the first floor from the high-rise. I'm always late to work, so maybe I should just quit.
From the third floor?
Huh?
If you're having trouble making it from the third floor to the first floor, why don't you just use the stairs? From the third floor, that would definitely be faster. Even though it's a luxury high-rise, you moved from the highest floor to the third floor, so it should be much easier to get downstairs now. Oh, you could even dive out the window! From the third floor, you wouldn't get too hurt, and you'd definitely make it to work on time.
Wait a minute. How do you know about the third floor? I haven't told anyone about that.
Because I'm now living in the upper floor apartment where David used to live.
What?
Must be quite a shock.
We're lying. That's impossible. How do you know all this? And what do you mean you're living in that apartment now? What's going on?
After that, the building owner told me David and Mia moved to a third floor apartment. Apparently, they couldn't handle the rent increase, but didn't want to give up living in the high-rise, so they ended up moving to the third floor.
Why would he tell you that?
Does it matter? Nothing changes the fact that you were lying and putting on airs.
What did you say?
Pretending to be a high-floor resident and trying to act superior to people at work and to me. How embarrassing can you get?
Well, that's...
Instead of making excuses, try waking up earlier so you won't be late. See you.
Wait, you can't just drop this bomb and leave?
Watch me.
Hey, Sarah! Is it true that you're living in my old apartment?
Yes, that's right. It feels really weird living in the apartment where my ex betrayed me, but they did a thorough cleaning, and more importantly, the rent of $1,000 a month is really attractive.
What? Why is the rent so cheap? It's even cheaper than when I was renting it.
Is something wrong with that?
This doesn't make any sense.
The owner is very generous.
He's not. Right after breaking up with you, the owner contacted me about a rent increase from $1,500 to $4,500 a month. Even I couldn't afford that kind of rent, so I had to move to the third floor. What's going on here?
That must have been quite a shock for you.
Did you have something to do with this? Did you bribe him?
Hey, David, the way you're talking makes the owner sound like a crooked landlord. The rent didn't increase. It just went back to the normal rate. The discount just ended, that's all.
How do you know about that? I never told anyone that I was renting that apartment at a special price of $1,500. The owner told me not to tell anyone.
Actually, I was involved in the reason for that special price. You see, I know the building owner.
What?
Surprised?
There's no way.
Well, we met by chance. I helped the owner when he collapsed in front of the building. It was just heat exhaustion, nothing serious, but everyone else who passed by ignored him. Probably thinking that he was just another old person who had fallen over and would eventually get up on his own. But he was really grateful that I helped, calling me their lifesaver. You never wondered why your rent was so cheap?
I thought I was just lucky.
At first, he wanted to give me a reward, but I refused. When the owner insisted on doing something, I joked, well, you could give my boyfriend a discount on his rent, and he said, leave it to me.
Wait. So that winning letter was all set up by the owner? I used to live on the third floor, and suddenly I got a letter from the owner saying I'd won the right to move to an upper floor.
Remember how excited you were?
Don't tell me!
I asked the owner to do that too. I know you have a big ego, so I asked him not to mention my name. I figured you wouldn't want to live in an apartment that was cheap because of me. But I never expected him to create such an elaborate winning letter. The owner's quite playful, isn't he?
No way! I thought it was thanks to my own good karma. I was thrilled to move because they said they'd rent me a $4,500 upper floor apartment for just $1,500. But that was all thanks to you?
Originally, the discount was just for your third floor apartment, but the owner offered the upper floor apartment too. He said we'd want a bigger place when we got engaged and married.
No!
Funny how things work out.
This can't be happening.
That's why I reported to the owner right after we broke up. I said, since we broke up, we'll never live together. I'm sorry for wasting your kindness.
So that's why the rent immediately went back to the original price. It's your fault I had to move back to the third floor.
What do you mean, fault? You got to live in a nice apartment thanks to me. It just went back to normal. If you want the upper floor apartment that badly, you can just pay the regular rent.
Don't be ridiculous. The regular rent is $4,500 a month. I can't pay that even if I wanted to.
Not such a big shot after all, are you?
You knew I couldn't afford that.
Then it's your own fault you moved to the third floor. That's why the owner offered me the apartment. They said, since it's vacant now, would you like to live here? I'll give you a big discount on the rent. It's almost too generous.
No way. That was my apartment. Everyone at work was so envious, and now they'll know the truth.
You two are such a handful. Mia pretends she lives on an upper floor while hiding that she's on the third floor. And you're trying to blame me and lash out. I don't even want to interact with the couple who got together through cheating. Goodbye.
Wait, Hey, could you ask the owner something for me? Ask if they could rent me another vacant upper floor apartment, and if possible, give me the same service and make the rent around $1,000.
What?
Please, Sarah, for old time's sake.
Why would I do that?
Well, living on the third floor doesn't really suit me. The view isn't as good as the upper floors, and there's all this stress. So please, Sarah, for old time's sake and your friendship with the owner.
Don't get cocky.
Huh?
Why should I do any favors for my ex who dumped me? Especially someone so horrible who left me for my sister. If you want a cheap upper floor apartment that badly, go ask the owner yourself. Goodbye.
Sarah, wait, I'm sorry about everything.
Too late for that now.
I've had enough. I'm breaking up with David. I don't want anything to do with a man who gets angry and slaps me.
A slap? That's quite violent.
You have to help me, Sarah.
Now you want my help?
I got yelled at and blamed for everything. Poor me.
What do you mean, everything? What happened?
It all went wrong after he found out about the apartment.
Go on.
David told me about your connection to the upper floor apartment, how it was cheap thanks to you. So we went to directly negotiate with the owner. We asked them to rent us an upper floor apartment as a discount too.
Wow, you actually went to ask.
I thought they'd understand.
Understand what? Your entitlement?
But of course, the owner refused, and apparently David made things worse by dropping his workplace's name during the request. The owner said he knew David's company's president. The owner said they'd tell the president about what David had demanded.
What? Why did David mention his workplace?
He thought he could intimidate them.
That was incredibly stupid of him.
David was called in by the president himself the next day. Apparently, he got chewed out really badly. Turns out that the owner is an important shareholder in the company. He got scolded for being shameless enough to try negotiating rent with such an important person. David got transferred to some remote island.
David, who was the fastest rising star among his peers, even though he worked so hard.
This is all your fault.
My fault? How exactly?
If you hadn't told us about the apartment,
then you would have kept lying.
Then he took it all out on me, said nothing good has happened since he started dating me. But it's the same for me too. Nothing good has happened since I moved in with David.
Really?
Everything's falling apart.
Actions have consequences.
Yeah, it's the worst. And then I suddenly got fired from work. They said I had too many late arrivals and my work attitude was terrible. So I'm done at the end of this month. That old hag must have tattled to upper management.
Well, that senior colleague didn't do anything wrong.
This is awful. Everything's going wrong since I started dating David. I'm breaking up with him. Let me stay at your place, Sarah.
Are you kidding me? How did you suddenly arrive at that conclusion?
Where else could I go?
Anywhere but here. Why do you even want to stay with me? Go stay with Mom and Dad.
Because it's frustrating. That old hag laughed at me saying, "Didn't you say you wanted to quit once you get married?" She even doubted whether I really lived in the high-rise upper floors. I at least want to show her proof photos before I quit.
Still worried about appearances?
My reputation is ruined.
You're always focused on such trivial things. I won't let you into my apartment. And I don't want anything to do with you anymore. Just give up and admit that you actually live on the third floor.
What? You won't help when your sister is begging?
Sister? That's rich coming from you.
I know I messed up.
I don't have a sister who would steal her sister's boyfriend. Goodbye.
No, wait, Sarah. Please don't abandon me. I'll apologize for stealing David. I want to live on the upper floors too.
You still don't get it.
I'm sorry, I really am.
You're just sorry you got caught.
Please, Sarah, I have nowhere else to go.
You should have thought about that before betraying me. After a while, David and Mia moved to a different apartment building. I ran into them once in the lobby. It was an awkward moment when they came down the stairs just as I was getting out of the elevator. They moved out a few days after that encounter, so I guess something must have clicked in their minds. From now on, I want to work hard so I can afford to pay the regular rent with my own ability without relying on the owner's kindness.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.